All right. Good morning, everyone. I took a minute to get the live stream going. It is November 25th, about 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, and the markets are on a tear already. S&P's up. S&P futures are up 0.77%. Nasdaq's up 0.91%. Dow's up 0.91. Russell's up 1.24%. VIX futures are down 3.2%. Treasuries are up big. Short term up 0.1, 20 years up 1.8%. 30 years up 1.26%. Gold is down 2%. Crude is down 2%. Nat gas is up 6.3%. Bitcoin's down 1.7%. Ethereum's up 6.6%. That's curious. Changing of the guard. Asian markets are, let's see, mixed. Yeah, the Nikkei's up, or ended up 0.79%. Shanghai index ended down 0.42%. And the dollar is finally having to move down by 0.28% against other currencies. Fun stuff. All right. It looks like Amazon's had a nice little run up just now. Okay. How was everyone's weekend? Was it good? Is this the Santa Claus rally? I thought the Santa Claus rally had already started. It was as if we elected Santa Claus as the president. He bears gifts of tax cuts and tax loopholes and loose regulation. Yeah, we got big movement this morning. Let's see. What's in the news? Yeah, last week we ended up, I think the NASDAQ, I think everything, all the indices were up about 2%. But all right, what do we got going on today? Macy's delayed its third quarter earnings report after uncovering $132 million to $154 million in misreported delivery expenses by a former employee. Preliminary third quarter sales fell 2.4% to $4.7 billion. Full year guidance is expected by December 11th. Shares, they fell earlier, but they seem to have crawled back up. Yeah, pretty big drop earlier. Closed, let's see, about $16.30 Friday. Dropped to just below 15 around 7 this morning. But now they're back up at $16.11. So, yeah, I think that, what is it, 132 to 154? Then we'll call it 100. Let's call it 140 million. It's maybe it's close to 150, but that's a pretty big chunk of their net income. For the fiscal year, they're expecting $973 million net income. Yeah, if this is true, this is misreported delivery expenses. So I guess that doesn't necessarily mean that suddenly there's $150 million in additional expenses. It could mean that maybe accurately reported it was 110 or something. So I don't know. What covered calls do you have, Mr. Destruction? Oh, good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Discord. I'm talking to both of you. But right now I'm talking to Discord. A lot of stocks. All right, what else we got? Amazon doubled down on Anthropic. They've invested an additional $4 billion in Anthropic, bringing their total investment to, I believe that's $8 billion now. The funding strengthens Anthropic's position against rival OpenAI and deepens its ties with Amazon Web Services for computing and AI chip usage. I wouldn't be surprised they add more investment.
No, right. I just have McDonald's, I have Hims, I have some Intel cover calls, and Archer. I'm like, fuck. And, oh yeah, Lunar Machines, because I mean, these are like some pretty delicious cover calls I'm getting, because my shares are already up like 40, 50, 100%.
So you were enjoying this squeeze. This squeeze is a gift.
Yeah, I'll let somebody else hold the bag and pay me for it.
Well, don't get stuck in them, because they could always fall right back down, and then you're the one holding the bag. I'm talking about Archer and Lunar. Yeah, those are. Yeah. What? Oh, I know Archer's pre-revenue. Lunar, are they pre-revenue?
No, I think they're profitable. They're actually better fundamentally than.
Oh, there's no way they're profitable. Let me see. I'm gonna check right now. Intuitive Machines, right? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are not profitable. Not even close. They are, but they're not pre-revenue. Okay. At least they sell things. Yeah, so that's good. $1.2 billion company. What are they at pre-market? I mean, look, here's the thing. Any of these high-risk stocks, you threw money at any of them, pick a popular ticker, any single one of them had a squeeze over the past month. So all you guys are essentially trading the same stock is the way I see it. Now, that's okay, right? You made a lot of money. The thing that you have to worry about now is it's pretty obvious that it was a concerted movement up. You just have to hope that your stock doesn't drop, because there is going to be an inevitable drop. This looks like a gamma squeeze in a lot of stocks. This looks like a lot of money chasing small caps, high risk. But the markets are going to shake that out. So you'll have some winners, but you're going to have a lot of losers. So I guess that's the thing. You just have to hope that you chose a stock that isn't one of the losers. So I would be careful about the pre-revenue companies and the ones that aren't making any money.
Oh man, my Teladoc my shares are gonna get called away too. I was holding them. It was like $8 a share.
It sounds like your plan worked. That's why you sell covered calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mephi, what's going on?
Oh man, just bathing in the Cassava Sciences tears.
Oh yeah. I had a weird short on them. I had to convert it because I had some calls to hedge at the end of last week. I wasn't sure when they were going to report, and then the spreads were so bad. All I could do was turn my remaining short position into short call spreads. But I mean, I'm not like I made money, but I could have made a lot more money if it wasn't for terrible liquidity. So yeah,
IV for any particular expiry was like 350 to 400% IV, give or take. It was bad.
It's true.
It's been 3 years in the making, though. It's culminated to this day that I've been following it. I had no position, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that thing, it was just a ticking time bomb forever. But
it's a good case
Wall
study
Street
though.
Bets didn't jump on top of them, then they would have run out of money a long time ago.
Good case study in echo chambers though, because gosh, that Discord and subreddit was just awful.
Well, that one was obvious. I mean, the only reason people didn't know. Well, I mean, a lot of them are morons, but nobody understands the science behind it. And I'm not like I don't come from biotech. I was in the medical field, so I understand basics, and I understand like a lot of basics of clinical trials, stuff like that. And when I saw their
presentation,
I was like, yeah, that's not right. I was like, this doesn't look good. And then they posted on Wall Street Bets.
Got arrested by the feds a few months ago.
Well, they posted, but
I mean, need,
it was 405 shared that post I made. What was it, like 2 years ago now? Like making fun of them. Like they posted on Wall Street Bets. Like, how? Come on. But anyway.
Oh man, I remember that stock because when the data first came out, like it was literally as conclusive as taking table salt for dementia. That's a dementia drug, right?
Yeah. Well, you're close. Sugar is what ended up outperforming the drug. Isn't that right, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not far with table salt.
Placebo is the cure. Sugar pills is the cure for Alzheimer's.
The placebo effect, as Charlie Day would say. All right, let's get back to the news.
Blues.
Oh, okay. What's up, buddy?
All right. Medical REITs.
Sound excited. Uh-huh.
Medical REITs. I'm still very bearish on them. I mean, I'm very bearish with medicine in general.
You don't like medicine?
I just no. It's just it's so inefficient, and people are going to start making cuts because there's no way the feds are going to afford the amount of spending we're about to get hit with moving forward.
Wait.
So how badly would medical real estate be affected if they're trimming costs?
Medical real estate, what?
Define medical real estate.
Like the REITs that own all the hospitals, all the nursing homes, all the surgical centers, all these things that own the properties to have these basically they're landlords. Medical.
I would only be cautious about the ones that relate to things such as Medicare and Medicaid, like the big federal healthcare. But I mean, even that, honestly, I think it's best to wait on that. If that's your play, I think it's best to wait because I would be very surprised if they actually impose sweeping cuts to Medicare and Medicaid or, for elderly specifically. I don't see that happening. I just don't. Otherwise, let's say, so there's a company, I think they're Alexandria Real Estate. They're a REIT that focuses on medical laboratories, and the ticker's ARE. I think they probably have a 4% dividend yield right now. Let me bring them up. Let's see. 4.8%.
You don't want to put in MPWs?
So what they do is they have a portfolio of real estate that's specifically for lab testing, right? And a lot of it's university. There is some government funded. But here's the thing. So you can say I'm looking at it from a policy perspective. And one thing that's going on, the reason why you saw a lot of big pharma stocks drop the past, few weeks or whatever, was because they're thinking that regulation is going to be looser for across the board. So that's good for biotech. So that's why you saw an initial uptick in biotech when the election results were released. So what I'm saying overall, you might see some pressure in certain industries in healthcare or as it relates to medicine, but in other cases, it might actually be good. In the case of Alexandria Real Estate or a company like that, like a medical facility-based REIT, I think it's both good and bad. And I don't think it has anything. I don't think medicine. I don't think that's the big thing that should be in the spotlight. I think it's a bit of a red herring. I think the big issues here are you have regulation, like I mentioned, and then you have interest rates and inflation. So those things are going to have a much bigger impact on, say, medical facility-based REITs or just healthcare in general than, what's going to happen to medicine.
I think he left. He said,
he's just
hospital
muted.
morning meeting. Be right back.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that means.
Oh,
maybe he's
all
buying
right.
cassava.
I'm going to interrupt you, ask a question, and then I'm going to leave. Okay. Bath & Body Works earnings. Bath & Body Works raised its full-year profit guidance to $3.50 to $3.28 per share and expects a smaller annual sales decline of 1.7 to 2.5%. Third quarter sales rose 3%, beating estimates, and they were up 12% pre-market. Speaking of something that doesn't exist, pre-market, markets are open. Let's look at the tape. SPY is up 0.6%. Nasdaq's up 0.6%. Dow's up 0.8%. Russell's up 1.6%. Man, gold. Looks like gold is down 2.4%. I think it was down about 2.5% just a few minutes ago. Oh man, look at these moves on gold. Yeah, you guys need to take heed when gold moves like this. 2.5% drop. And we had,
rest in peace, gold.
I want to say it was a 2.7% drop back on the 6th.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so gold futures are trying to tell everybody something.
See, but the weird thing, though, is that the Dixie is also down. They usually go against each other.
I mean, let's see. I don't think that's
I don't know. I mean, this happens from time to time. I just don't know what it means. Basically, one of them is lying in a sense. So which one is telling the truth? I don't know. But
I don't think it's lying. I think the dollar's going to strengthen. That plays back on the table because of policy, and then markets have been. They don't know what's going to happen. But
the
gold,
dollar is strengthened like relatively recently, so it could just be gold having finally reacting as it should have probably a few weeks ago.
Look, the dollar is moving based on a policy. Gold is moving based on uncertainty.
Yeah, true.
And the dollar also moves in relation to other economies, but everybody's buying gold because nobody knows what's going to happen. But today's big sell-off because, well, suddenly there's renewed belief in stocks. But I don't think that sell-off's going to hold. I would even go long short-term gold right now. What do we got? So this week, just take note, we do have a holiday. Markets are closed Thursday, and then they close early, 1 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
That's one of those days. Yeah, everybody's got to go to Walmart and buy their $30 TVs.
Yeah, because they don't know what the internet is. Let's see. How's gold looking? It's at 244. This is a massive drop. All right. I don't think I want to go too short term. How long did it take last time to bounce? That was the 6th? Let's see. Okay, I might go out a week on gold. Give that a shot. December, what is that? 2nd? Is that right? Yeah. See what we got. I could do some spreads. It's still moving down. All right, I'll get in here. Why not? There we go. Okay. We'll see what happens. Okay. Hmm. All right. Dollar's going to go high against pretty much everything other than the EU. Oh, the dollar's moving up against the euro as well. I think the euro's up today.
Yeah, no, dude. The Eurozone is doing so bad right now with their accelerated rate cuts coming to the U.S. that it's almost at parity with the U.S. dollar. So,
Well, it's sort of, yeah. I mean, there aren't a lot of economies doing nearly as well as the U.S. In the eurozone, that is. But yeah, the dollars. I mean, I think the dollar trades back on the table for sure.
yeah. What did it go up to a couple years ago? Like 115 or some shit.
What are you
It
talking
was
about? Like
115.
a year ago? A few years
Sorry,
ago?
the DXY. My bad. The Dixie.
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right. So let's see. What else we got? How do you say it? Oneok? Oneok. I have no idea. Oneok, Oneok. We'll say Oneok. Acquires Enlink Midstream. Yeah, they're acquiring Enlink in a $4.3 billion all-stock deal, exchanging 0.1412 shares of Oneok for each Enlink unit at $15.75 per unit. The deal is expected to close in the first quarter of next year. It's good for Enlink, but nobody likes all stock deals. Well, executives do. There's probably going to be a lot of consolidation in oil and gas. I mean, there has been for years, but I think they're ready to go. They got a lot of the majors, a lot of the big oil companies. They have a lot of cash on hand. I think they're ready to just snatch up as many of the small players as they can. It'll be interesting. Barclays was fined $51 million by the UK's FCA over undisclosed fees paid to Qatari investors during a 2008 capital raise to avoid a bailout. Barclays dropped its appeal, citing elapsed time and stakeholder interest while denying wrongdoing. Let's see how they're moving. Well, they're up today. Okay. What was that dollar amount? Yeah, 51 million. I guess that's nothing to them. Summit Materials has been acquired. Quikrete will acquire Summit Materials in a $9.2 billion cash deal. Summit shareholders will receive $52.50 per share, a 30% premium to its pre-offered price. That was announced last week, I believe. Or was it this morning? This merger creates one of North America's largest construction material producers. Quikrete. Are they public? Maybe they have a larger parent company. Not sure. All right. Volkswagen wrote down its 21% stake in bankrupt Swedish battery maker Northvolt, reducing its $726 million book value at 2023's end as electric vehicle demand in Europe lagged. They look pretty unfazed from that. I know Goldman Sachs is having a pretty big write-down. Not sure if that was already priced in by the markets. I guess it was known that Northvolt wasn't doing well. But whether or not markets knew it was going to translate into the hit that Goldman Sachs stated, not sure about that, but I believe that news was announced a few days ago. No real impact on Goldman Sachs stock price since then, so maybe markets were fully expecting it. Merck's Winrevair significantly reduced death risk in patients with pulmonary arterial hypertension in a late-stage study of 172 participants. Approved by the FDA, the $238,000 a year drug generated $149 million in third quarter sales despite safety concerns. I believe that was announced last week. Now Merck is... looks like it's finally maybe coming up above its 20-day moving average. Trying to break that bearish trend that all of Big Pharma is in right now. Yeah, Merck looks pretty... they look pretty cheap right now. What do they have, a 3% dividend? 3.2? Tesla faces scrutiny for environmental violations at its Texas Gigafactory, including toxic emissions and untreated wastewater discharged into the Austin sewer. Whistleblower allegations have prompted EPA and state inquiries. So I'm sure that's going to be handled. Justice will be swift and blind, I'm sure. No conflict of interest whatsoever. How is Paramount doing? Wicked, was it Wicked? The first one? Yeah. Everything has a sequel these days. Wicked and Gladiator 2 debuted. In total, I believe their debut got Paramount about $270 million at the box office. Who knows what's going on with Paramount, though? Our earnings for this week, we got Agilent Technologies, ticker A. They are reporting today after the close. Zoom is also reporting today after the close. HDFC Bank, it's HDB. They're reporting tomorrow before market open. Analog Devices also reporting tomorrow before market open. Dell tomorrow after the close. I actually have a bullish position in Dell, which I think is doing quite well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, didn't Michael Dell
Oh, you're back.
almost margin called himself to rescue that company a couple years ago?
No idea. CrowdStrike is reporting tomorrow after the close as well. Let's see. Who else we got after the close? CrowdStrike, Workday, Autodesk, HPQ, that is, Nutanix, and TNX. And the ones reporting before market open, this list is odd. Best Buy, Burlington, and Dick's tomorrow before they open. All right. Okay. Man, there's been a lot of movement over the past, 10 minutes? S&P futures up 0.84% now. NASDAQ up 1%, Dow up 1.07%. Dow's doing pretty well, and the Russell's up 1.6. Gold is now down 2.6%. Apple's up 1.36%. Amazon's up 2.2%. Broadcom's up 1.5%. Google's up 2.25%. Meta's up 2.2%. Microsoft's up 0.7%. Nvidia's down 2.3%. And Tesla's up 0.4%. That's your great 8. All right, let's see here. Oh, I got a lot of trades to make. Okay. Oh, yeah, Hood. How's Hood doing? 38. Man. What a ride for Hood. Toast. Another one of my... Well, that was a January pick, wasn't it? They've just... Man. Yeah. Toast, if we have a big drop in small caps, to me, Toast is... They're going to be one of the winners. They're not going to be one of the losers. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything's going to come down if we have a sort of a shock in small caps, but I believe in Toast. How's my Toast v Zim gentleman's bet doing? I think I'm winning. Where's King D? Where's the mad lad? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm definitely winning now. I look forward to my Irish gift. Yeah, for those who don't know, I made a gentleman's bet with an Irishman in the Discord server that Toast would outperform Zim. And then in the meantime, Toast had strong fundamentals. They reported excellent guidance, beat sales and estimates, just a great business overall. And then Zim had pirates. So it's actually pretty close. I think right now. No, it's not as close as it was last week. So since that was as of December 15th of last year, and I picked Toast. Toast was at $17 a share. Zim was at $9.50 a share. Since December 15th of last year, Toast is up 154%. Zim is up 138%. So I'm winning. We'll see if that holds. Unless another wave of pirates emerge. Man. Which was not a thing when we took on the bet. Pirates were not out and about attacking carriers. And then, it would be revealed at some point that was bullish for the marine shipping stocks. So now investors in Zim love pirates. You want more of them. All right, bit of a pullback. Looks like some money changing hands. I see Nvidia coming up while other stocks pull back. Broadcom's bucking the trend, looks like. Man, Broadcom's such a good stock, such a good company. I wonder how many Broadcom investors were sad that they weren't added to the Dow instead of Nvidia. What else we got? Let's check the big movers, of which I'm sure there are many. Big movers, all the stocks that are moving over 10% and meet certain liquidity thresholds. Wolf, is that the semiconductor? Is that the... Which one is this? I think it's semiconductor, right? Yes. Wolf is up 10.5%. Man, that chart looks nasty on them. I think they were a Pretty sure this was a cash burn candidate a year ago. Would have been nice. I think there was liquidity issues. I can't remember the reason why I didn't actually short them. SRRK. What is this? Biotech? What do we got here? Biotech. All right. What did they report? Some good trial results, or are they just popping because they felt like popping? SMCI is up 14%. Man, it's coming right back up to where, well, it's not quite there, but to where it was before the EY's auditor quit. Ernst & Young. That is looking pretty frothy. When did they, so tomorrow, are they supposed to provide an update tomorrow? Is that when? I know Thinkorswim's dates are not always, they're not always spot on when they got that question mark. So I don't know if they're actually reporting something tomorrow. Hims. Man, that company's, Hims is about to have an existential crisis. Amazon just said, yeah, we can do what you're doing. I know they dropped a lot on that news. Hims has had a good run. But if Amazon's encroaching into their territory, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They sort of seem like a one-trick pony now. They were looking good, but for the stock to drop, I mean, what did it drop? Like 25% or something? Maybe more? Yeah, like 33% off that news from Amazon. That's not good. Coming back up now, but I mean, that could just be market frothiness. Bath and Body Works is now up 16.5%. Pretty good for a company that said we're still expecting revenue to go down this upcoming year. Be bio, I'm not even, I can bring it up. I know it's biotech, but let's see. All right. FDA approves BridgeBio Pharma's drug for rare heart disease, poised to challenge Pfizer in lucrative yet competitive market. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't really feel like buying the stock, but is Pfizer reacting? No, Pfizer's up almost 2.5%. Fantastic. Yeah, Pharma's having a good day, looks like. Yeah, it's sort of a V-shaped recovery in a lot of pharma stocks. Archer's up 13.5%. Oh, man, look at that. They're just, yeah, that's a squeeze right there.
Yeah.
Now they're squeezing
Yeah,
back
my
down.
calls are gone. Oh, well. I'll take
My
my
goodness.
33% profit. Oh, by the way, speaking of Pfizer, you know they make the Z-Packs, right?
Oh, sure.
Well, so the Z-Packs is basically antibiotic. There's like a huge uptick of walking pneumonia, especially among children.
I mean, how much of their revenue is it? That's always the question, right? What about Wolf? Isn't that one of those scammy crypto companies? Not that they're all scams, just most of them. Right. Well. Oh, it sounds like you need a Z-Pack.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I want to look at the Dow components. Man, as soon as the Dow adds NVIDIA, that's when NVIDIA starts dropping. Microsoft's down now. Interesting. It's pretty interesting to see Microsoft underperforming. I feel like it's been a while, and underperforming the other mega cap stocks. United Health. Man, insurance. I thought insurance stocks already had their big move, but Wall Street thinks otherwise. Home Depot, look at that. McDonald's, have people forgiven McDonald's? It's coming back up. Nike's up.
Yeah. You know, it was bullshit because my limit loss hit last week because they dropped $10, and then they literally got all that back and then some today.
I'm
Because I had
sorry,
a
are you
bunch of
talking about
300
McDonald's or what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, the whole onion thing was basically from another company, so it really doesn't affect McDonald's that much, all things considered. All the lawsuits will be going to whomever produces those onions.
all right. Well, yeah, actually, I don't think I've ever gotten onions on my McDonald's burger. Like, if there are onions on my burger, it means they messed up my order. Do the McRibs? Do those have onions? I can just say I love how McDonald's they let something like this happen, and then they say, "Hey, guess what's coming back? The McRibs." And then people say, "What onions?" I love McRibs.
Man, McRibs does not give a biological function to cellular activity. There's no way that's considered food.
That's how I feel about most American fast food. Yeah, I think we've kind of accepted our fates. Yeah, cancer is a hell of a thing, but it tastes great.
Well, apparently, they found this weird chemical in water a couple months ago, like in tap water,
I
that
think
causes cancer.
I think if you take the statement, they found that weird chemical in blank. You could just you could put any type of food or beverage in that blank, and the conclusion is, yeah, we're screwed. Yeah, just anything. I mean, I'm sure
I was
coffee's
like,
next.
man,
You know,
RFK is right all along.
I mean, wasn't his whole thing just saying American food is bad?
Yeah, and then fluoride is bad. Vaccines bad. I think living's bad. Being poor is bad.
Yeah,
I
but
think
then
there's
there's
a
like
lot of
science that's, he's not really abiding by. Wait, is it Ohio where I can't remember if it's Ohio, maybe some other state, but they got rid of fluoride and now they have like a massive surge in like kids coming in like with messed up teeth. Like it's like a
calls
freaking
on
epidemic,
dental
man.
offices.
It's like, apparently it helped. I guess if parents don't want the vaccines, we could just ship them all to Africa. I know they'll take them. Yes. So I wanted to touch on updates for the content, of which there are many. Let's see. Right. So I got a lot of feedback on the content, and I got many requests for the active trading channel. I didn't want to do it, but then I gave in. And based on what people value, or what certain people value versus others, I decided to separate the tiers that way. And the main reason I did that was to make each tier cheaper. So yeah. Now there's the trader, LVT trader tier, which is just the active trading channel. It's going to be all the options trades that I do. And those are going to cover like any strategy whatsoever, even if I'm like long anything, whatever. Those are all going to be posted there because I guess that's what I think it's safe to say, like half of the people who sign up, at least half of you, that's specifically what you want to see. And then the other tier would be the LVT investor. That's for you guys that want the research, that want portfolio updates, weekly strategies. You don't just want the trades; you want to see what's behind the trades. So yeah, I separated those tiers for you guys because I think it's fair to say that half of you probably don't care about the research, or you don't have time to read it. Whatever the case is. You want to see the trades, and I post. You guys have seen my trades for years now, some of you. And then there's still the strategy research. You still have access to that. You can still check it for yourself. So I guess you guys trust in those processes. But yeah, that's one type of I guess subscriber, and the other type would be the guys that aren't interested in actively trading. Or you want to make your own trades, or you don't have time to actively trade, which is several of you that I spoke with. But you do want to see the research because you want to make those trades on your own time, make those investments, know when it's time to get out, stuff like that. So I think this works. The obvious big benefit here is that, well, they're cheaper. And then for the guys that still wanted, I guess, all the live feedback, stuff like that, that is where I just combine both those tiers and say, okay, if you want that, you can get everything. And that's more for the guys, for the people that are like, you really want to learn. And yeah, and we can do that in that premium stage that I have set up. So yeah, and then we can go over whatever. So yeah. Those are new tiers. LVT traders $25 a month, LVT investors $20 a month, and then LVT premiums, combining both of those and then adding we'll do like live sessions or whatever. That's $40 a month. So that and that's covers everything. If you have questions, just let me know in the chat or DM. And that. The changes to the tiers, that's going to start December 1st. So bear with me as I change everything, because I'm trying to change everything at about the same time. So there isn't so much confusion. Plenty of you paid outside of Discord. And I'm some of you I'm going to have to reach out to. So it's a lot of little moving parts, a lot of things I have to change. But just bear with me as I change up the channel, stuff like that. And, I'll just keep you guys up to date. But yeah, those changes are starting December 1st. In terms of updates for just portfolio trades in general, one stock has been added to the relative valuation list, and I've added 4 stocks to my long portfolio. And tomorrow will be the talk for the premium members on the talk on nuclear power. So part 1 of this whole, the trading the renewable energy secular trend. I already have a pretty good list of stocks there. that I'm gonna go through and divide it up by industry, stuff like that. So yeah, it's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, and overall I'm just gonna do a solid breakdown of the industry, all the related industries, and what I think are the most attractive plays. And if I had to break that down into 3 main criteria, it'd be what industries are most likely to benefit, what companies will benefit the most, and what is the timeline for investment, which is, to me, it's arguably that's the most important part. Is you could just buy every single stock that might be caught up in this nuclear power trend, but some of you are going to be waiting many years to get a decent return. And, well, based on the research I've done, you don't have to in order to take advantage of the trend. So that's what I'm going to cover tomorrow. And again, that's for the current premium members. So yeah, all the changes are coming out December 1st. You can still sign up now, and then things will change starting on the 1st. But and then if you have questions about like, okay, what if you sign up now and you pay $50, like what happens going forward? If you want to sign up now to get access to the content that's coming out for the remainder of the month, yeah, I'll give you a discount. And that's not just you guys. That's all the guys that signed up early. So if you signed up early, I'll give you a discount going forward on like quarterly subscriptions, stuff like that. So yeah, just to make it fair, I'm aware that okay, why pay $50 now? It's going to be cheaper next week. Yeah, I'll give you a discount. I'll take care of you. So yeah. TJ Zenos. Yes, we're alive now. 10 a.m. Eastern. We are indeed live. And for those wondering in Discord, I've started live streaming these talks. And for those in YouTube wondering, I have a Discord server. And if you want to join, you can find the link in the About section on my YouTube channel. I have millions of followers. Don't question that. All right, let's look at the tape and probably call it a day here pretty soon. I do have a lot of trades to make. I wouldn't mind making those live, but yeah, there's a lot moving. So this might be one of those days where I just gotta focus on my trades. S&P's up 0.5%. Nasdaq's up 0.33%. Dow's up about 1%. Russell's now up 1.78%. VIX futures are down 2.9%. Treasuries are, they're about the same where they were earlier, still up in a big way. Gold is down 2.9%. Crude is down 1.9%. Nat gas is up 8.8%. Bitcoin's down 4.4%. Oh, let me check MicroStrategy real quick. MicroStrategy's down 6%. Oh, look at that. Let's see. The dollar is flat now. All right. Yes, and then another thing for the subscribers. No, SPY's moving down big time now. Maybe I'll post like a little teaser. Yeah, I might do that. So I already lined up the next, I don't know, like 2 months of weekly content for the guys that are interested in the research side. So yeah, we got some interesting stuff, I think. But yeah, the nuclear power, that's going to continue. The next one is going to be it's that I titled the talk the non-nuclear option. Because it's not all about nuclear, it's not all about renewable energy. And then the talk after that, I thought I'd give it a fun title. Player 3 is Into the Fight. So there's another option that has come up recently that I'm quite interested in. I've looked at before, talked about before with somebody in the server, and yeah, pretty interesting. Big investment suddenly going into it. And based on the metrics, it's better than nuclear power. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, that'll come in time. And in the meantime, I got plenty of weekly talks. Sorry, what?
Is it Gravity?
Sure, why not?
I'm just kidding. Let's talk about Nikola.
I could see everyone in YouTube laughing. So yeah. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna cover. I got semiconductors coming up. Lot of interesting plays there, but I think I've kind of nailed it down as to which semiconductor chip companies are in the best position. And I don't think, I've seen a lot of people on Reddit. I've seen a lot of people talking like, X semiconductor stock, the price has fallen 50%. This stock has fallen 60%. And everybody's just picking one that's fallen a lot. And they're saying, surely they're going to do well because semi's going to pick back up. That's not how that works. What we had over the past several years, you can kind of look at that as a real nice gift, because unless you were in the leaders and the ones that capitalize on this emerging trend in AI, your ship just rose with the tide. So good job, you made money, but now it's time to be smart. So you can't just throw money at any semi-chip stock, your favorite stock or whatever, just because the price is down. The markets are shaking out the ones that aren't either diversified or aren't able to capitalize on the trend going forward. And one of the big hints there would be capital expenditures. So I'm covering that probably next month. And I already have my list of stocks, my list of plays, and my list of stocks that I think are not worth it. So, yeah, pretty wide range of stocks there. And frankly, pretty straightforward way of looking at them. To me, I'm a big advocate of stop doing endless research. You don't have to understand every single product and service of every single company you invest in. And if you could tie, things back to just basic numbers, line items on the financial statements, and make informed decisions based off of that without having an in-depth understanding of an industry and like the components of, say, semiconductor chip products. If you can tie that back, those line items, to stock price performance, historically, then you can use that data to make informed decisions about where to put your money, what stocks are going to do well over the next few years. So that's what I'm looking at now. It's pretty interesting. I like the plays that I've gotten in already, so we'll see how that goes. BLDR, what's that? Isn't that home construction? Do you have a big focus in Texas?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, because all those tech bros are moving there.
We'll see, because if this whole deportation bill gets passed or enforced or whatever, Texas is going to have a bad time. I think they're in for a rude awakening, because that's a source of all that cheap labor in Texas. I know people don't, it's not a political thing. It's, if you live in Texas, you know why labor is so cheap.
It's over here in Delaware too. Like the grass cutters, it's like $20 to cut your grass instead of like $50. So it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, so I'm not really. I'm sticking with what I've been saying for weeks now, and frankly, it's not just me. I don't just like wake up and say this is my opinion. I do the research, and then I listen to other economists who I have opinions I respect, like guy on Thoughts on the Market. Was it Mike Wilson, UBS? I like the guy that has runs a podcast for them. Yeah, I always cross-reference the opinions, and all the people I think have respectable opinions, they're all saying the same thing, saying just wait. There's the Trump trade, and then there's the Trump investment. So the Trump trade, that's speculative, but he hasn't even taken office yet. So we don't actually know if he's going to do all the things he says he's going to do. We can take guesses, but those bets have already been placed, and a lot of people are already making a lot of money. So it's probably not a good idea to chase because anything can happen. It's literally a wild card. So if you made the trade, you made money, congrats. But making that trade now, I think, is most unwise. You are chasing, and you're basically gambling when others have cashed out. That's not a good time to place bets. So I say wait until things are clear. You never know. There might be walkback of all this regulation talk. There might be walkback of deportation talk. Inflation, things might affect inflation. You never know. So just wait and see. In the meantime, there are other opportunities. And I didn't think I would say this, but I actually like some semiconductors right now. So, yeah. And in the meantime, just focus on U.S.-based manufacturers, or not just manufacturers, but U.S.-based businesses. Yeah, maybe pre-revenue stocks. You might want to take your gains if you're already in them, at least for now. You can have your bets, but don't push it. So, yeah, and I'd be cautious about crypto as well. It's not surprising to me at all that a lot of people are taking gains as it hits 100K. Most obvious thing ever. So maybe it goes back up. Who knows? But yeah, of course, people were going to take profits at 100K. All right. I think I'm going to end the YouTube stream now. So let's see. Let me check. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. You're a video editor if you ever need one. I don't think I need one. Do I want one? The answer is still no. But okay, I'll keep it in mind. So I can do this with your money? Sure. Anybody can do anything with your money. What am I investing in TJ? Like TJ Maxx? Or is that a ticker that I don't know of? I don't know what TJ is. And then he just said boo. Okay. TJ, the guy on YouTube, I have no idea who that is. But I'm sure he's great. What were the new pricing tiers?
Here in my garage.
New pricing tiers here. I'll share the link to a little post I made. Here in my garage. Yeah, so real quick before I sign off, at least from YouTube. New pricing tiers are for simply access to the active trading channel, which is where all the options trades are going to be posted. Those are based on strategies that I've shown you guys, that I've shown performance of. I mean, yeah, for almost 3 years now. So all those options trading strategies, for those who are new, some of those are based on my relative valuation strategy, which is about using leverage to buy brand name companies, strong companies that have been around for a long time when they're trading at a relative low. And it's not just about the dollar price per share, but it's about the valuation. And the basic idea is that those companies at some point are going to have a turnaround, that management is going to take care of that company at some point. So what I look for there is, again, like good brand name recognition. They got to be a strong company. So a good example would be Nike, right? So Nike's getting beat up. They've been beat up, right? But they have come back plenty of times in the past. So a lot of companies, I think, currently meet this criteria, or there are several companies. And if, as long as you are patient and as long as you don't push it with the brand name recognition, like for example, even Lululemon was a bit of a wild card. I was cautious about putting Lulu on there. So yeah, they got to be really strong companies. They have to be large. I look for companies greater than $20 billion market cap, and they have to have a good track record of turning the company around when times get tough. So the recent examples, companies that were closed out was you had ADP, the guys that do the report the employment figures, stuff like that. Let's see what else we have. I posted it before. Disney, Apple, 3M, Bristol Myers, Johnson & Johnson, McDonald's, Cisco. Another recent one was Starbucks. That one, yeah, some of you guys made like 350%, 340%, something like that in Starbucks. And a lot of them, it's supposed to be long-term trades. A lot of them have been working out in under 6 months. So yeah. Idea is to buy when they're low, relative valuation low, that is. They got to be big brand name companies. And at some point, the stock prices experience mean reversion. And if that occurs, it's usually because good news has started to come out and the markets have changed their sentiment on them. And then that creates momentum. So that's when you really have big winners. But yeah, that's got, I think over the long term, if I look back at stocks that I would back test this on that I didn't include, it's got an over 60% success rate. The stocks that I've tracked up until November, up until this month, you got to give it time. So I'm not including this month yet. The success rate of those plays is over 80%. The success rate is over 90%. The success rate of the trades that beat the S&P is over 80%. So, yeah, a lot of them they make over 100% returns on call options. So that's one of the strategies that I'll trade, and I'll share those trades in the active trading channel. So, yeah, and that, like, always open to questions. You're curious, why does it work? How does it work so well? How long? What are the companies? Whatever. Like, ask any questions you like, and yeah, I'll explain everything to you. And that everything I just explained, it's all typed out. It's all, you guys can view it. So, and then, you can check it for yourselves. But yeah, so it's that. I'll be bringing back the cash burn strategy, which is about hedging your long positions by shorting companies that have a high rate of cash burn. So companies that aren't expected to survive more than a year without diluting shareholders in a big way or taking on a lot of debt. And that one has a pretty good track record. I know that one's over 60% as well. And that one's basically, I stress the part, it's meant to be a hedge. Don't just short companies because you want to short companies. And if we have a bad year, we have a bear market, whatever, maybe 20% of those stocks, they buck the trend, right? They surprise to the upside in a big way. But I'm not just, I was going to say I'm willing to bet, I actually bet that a lot of those companies that don't have the capital, they're going to do a lot worse than the S&P. So that's why I see it as a hedge. I'm always long the markets in some way, but I will have hedges in place. And the cash burn strategy, that's a good way to, it's proven effective in hedging against bear markets and extreme volatility. So yeah, that's another strategy. So a lot of these strategies kind of work together. But yeah, and there are others. There are trades that I make on stocks that I think are doing well in like certain trends. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of trades coming out there. And again, if you have any questions, I'm happy to talk about any of those strategies. And I'll also release some videos on YouTube. So that's just the active trading channel. That one's going to be $25 a month. I know some of you guys, you're looking your chops, because I know some of you guys have made a ton of money on those trades. I will say there was a good amount of luck. The first 2 weeks was really great for for some of you guys. So yeah, why don't we moderate expectations? Yeah, but I think it's fair. I think it's fair price considering how much money you can make on those trades. Until I sell the strategy to BlackRock. Does anybody know anyone from BlackRock? But anyway, the other tier would be the LVT investor, and it's not the trading channel. It's for people that want the research. You'll decide what to do with that research, but I'm doing the research for you, and I'm finding time-sensitive trading strategies. So an example would have been like the Trump trade, right? So right now I have a trading the Republican sweep strategy, and I've identified a number of stocks that I think are going to do well for that. Not just about the Trump trade, but kind of how I mentioned, like what's the Trump investment? What are companies that are going to make money no matter what? So a lot more coming out for that. Semiconductors, that one's coming up. Nuclear power, that's in that in that tier as well. So yeah, that's full research, and I plan to do like weekly reports or strategies, and then like big quarterly reports such as the nuclear power, renewable energy type stuff. So yeah, that's mostly for the people that don't have time to trade actively, or don't want to, don't like my strategies, whatever the case is. But you do want the information, you do want the research, and that information is valuable to you. So if I had to summarize the research part, I am looking at every article and source that I can on every short-term trend that I think is a strong trend, and I'm digesting all that information for you, and I'm just going to give you here's a 2-sentence summary of what's going on, and these are the stocks that are poised to benefit, and that we can talk about them. So, and then you make the trade, you decide. So yeah, I'm just filtering a lot of information for you guys, and for the trends, I have a pretty decent track record. So hopefully it helps you guys. But that's mostly what that tier is about: short-term trends and then secular trends research. Yeah, and then the premium tier combines all of that, and then you get access to the premium stage where if you're trying to learn, and if you want more of my time, for the guys that are new here. I've been managing a fund for over 6 years. That's closed down because my investors are retiring, and I'm getting a little bit of payout. But this is I can keep doing this in the meantime. Keep sharing strategies, stuff like that. So the $40 tier, that's if you want my ear, if you want me to explain things, you want more education, whatever you want me to opine on your portfolio, your trading strategies, all that jazz. And then, you get a little bit of a discount if you want everything. It's like one package. So yeah. And if you are new here, then I encourage you just wait, or, just come to these talks, or look over the forums, look over all the things that I've posted in the past. And then shoot me any questions, DMs, whatever. I'm not gonna like rush you to do anything. Don't pay for something you don't understand. So, and then you can ask other people. So like you don't have to just ask me. The service is pretty open, and for the most part, pretty friendly, I think. So yeah, most of the service is still it's open, it's public, so you can mingle, you can chit chat, and have all your questions answered. So. Yes. Help me understand what live feedback on portfolio construction, equity analysis, trade. You just put all that there. So what I mean by that is you can say, this is my portfolio. What's wrong with it? And I will, if you have, say you got 10 stocks in that, I'll go through every stock and I'll tell you, quick financial analysis, whatever. Same thing on the equity side. It's something I basically do on, I'll do it here and there, like on the talks, or I'll do it for stocks that I'm looking into. But if you want me to do it for your stocks and, your portfolio, your strategies, I can do that. So like I said, What's my experience? Oh, I'll even share. I shared my LinkedIn at one point, so I don't. I'm I don't need to. I'm not interested in maintaining privacy. I really don't care. So, but I'd rather develop some trust with you guys. So, yeah, worked on Wall Street for a while. Invested banking, and then I started a fund. But yeah, in trading, strategies, research, I got over 10 years experience in this, and I've done pretty damn well. So yeah, a lot of industry knowledge, and I'll just cut straight to the chase. I don't like BSing anybody about these trades. But yeah, I usually come from like fundamental analysis background, but that's over time that's changed to capitalizing on trends and sort of obeying the markets, because at some point it doesn't matter what you think, how undervalued a company is, how overvalued a company is. It's about what the markets think. So yeah, I'll give you an analysis, your portfolio, your stocks, your trades, your strategies, whatever. Am I more lenient with Nike yet? Maybe Trump and I'm sorry. What? What are you talking about? You're kidding. Okay. Wall Street probably doesn't care. All right. It sounds like you're saying something about Nike and using Geo as factories for making Jordans. I don't know.
Yeah, because of the tariff against China. I'm like, well, there's the migrant worker problem. There's the joke. They put them in private prisons and get them to make shoes.
Yeah, I see. The joke had to be explained. All right. So let me check YouTube real quick. Oh, TJ. TJ's the guy in the chat. I thought you were talking about like some YouTuber or something, like a finfluencer, which I am definitely not, you see. I'm a professional, but I see. No, I'm not invested in any of you guys. I'm invested in myself. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to cut the YouTube stream. To people in YouTube land, have a good day. We'll see you Friday if you want. If you're not in the server, the link is in the About section on my YouTube channel. You don't have to pay to join the server, by the way. Just want to emphasize that. But yeah, if not, then I'll see you guys Friday morning. All right, farewell to YouTube people. Have a good week.